The next Maga to seemingly turn on Elon Musk appears to be Steve Bannon. Now, I think there's something not special, but there's a particular thing going on with Bannon that I think is relevant to discuss, which we're going to do in a moment. Here is Steve Bannon on his program yesterday interviewing Joe Allen, and they are now taking issue with Elon Musk's latest declaration that X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, will suppress excretions formerly known as tweets that contain negativity. They want it to be a more positive platform. Of course, positivity and negativity are very much in the eye of the beholder, and this is just another form of limiting free speech. And it turns out, as we know, that many of those who say they are all about free speech, they are really about free speech that they like. And that is certainly the case with Elon Musk, who is suppressing all sorts of speech he doesn't like on X, but artificially boosting his own excretions and those of Tucker Carlson and others on the platform. Well, Steve Bannon's not super thrilled with it. He brings on this guy to report on it. Let's take a look at this. But at the very base of this, I think that this isn't really about free speech at all. I'm going to tell you what I think this is truly about.
This has been ongoing for almost a year that I've watched. You remember when he first bought Twitter in 2022, Elon Musk talked about himself being a free speech absolutist, meaning that anything goes, right? It would be the return to the old Twitter. None of that happened. And over the last, we'll say 7-8 months, you've seen a really dramatic influence or bias or manipulation of who is and who isn't boosted on the platform.
Correct.
And of course that benefited the Trump campaign, but nevertheless, what he did was put his thumb firmly on the scale and pushed the discourse in the direction he wanted. In the aftermath of the H-1B visa arguments, he began pulling people's blue checks. He began suppressing people, shadow banning them in very obvious ways.
Yep.
And now he's just announced that the platform will deboost negativity, is what he calls it, meaning that anyone that's hurling insults, much like he did, calling people retarded, much like he did, telling that poor Mormon Elon Musk fanboy that he should go F himself in the face. So yeah, I think it's not only hypocritical, but it just shows how much of a shapeshifter this guy is. Anything that is convenient at the moment is the new zeitgeist of the Twitter platform or the X platform. And it's also important to note, Steve, that even as he's talking about deboosting negative content and promoting what he says will be informational or entertainment content, he's also rolling out the X payment system. So aside from the payouts people get from a high impression count, you're also going to see, I would imagine, something much, much closer to the Chinese credit score, in that people who are deemed to be undesirables or antisocial are liable to have their actual money, their actual wallets meddled with.
This is the danger of the guy. This is the CCP. This is a social credit score. This is what he's gone to. He's got a glass jaw. He can't take, because of the autism or where he's on the spectrum. He's clearly not. He's got the maturity of an 11-year-old. You can tell that. But
autistic, childish Musk is bad, says Bannon.
It's obvious. He can't take criticism. One of his weaknesses is that he needs to be loved.
Right.
He needs the masses to love him. You can tell.
Just like Trump, by the way, who Bannon loves.
How he's on the stage. He needs that glory. For instance, I don't give a damn, right? Hey, as long as the objective, that's why 12 O'Clock Guys is my movie. It's the objective.
So listen, yes, it is another instance of a prominent MAGA-Patamian turning on Musk. It is more MAGA civil war. It is all of those things. But I think for Bannon, it's also personal to a degree. Bannon was not nearly as important to Trump's victory as was Elon Musk. Trump does not currently give Bannon as important a seat at the table as he gives Elon Musk. And so, sure, on some level, Bannon is for free speech nominally or whatever, except when he's not, right? Just like all these other guys. But what this really seems to be about is that Bannon is not that useful or interesting to Trump anymore. The gigabillionaire with the global platform and the 250 million that he dumped into Trump's campaign is way more interesting to Donald Trump. And of course it is, because Donald Trump is impressed by authoritarians and he's impressed by rich people, typically rich men. So I think that there's an envy, a jealousy here for Steve Bannon as well. And that is one of the many reasons that the Musk MAGA civil war is likely to grow and to be further fomented here. Now, I want to talk about something else that is also growing into 2025 regarding Donald Trump. Data brokers are continually collecting extensive details about your online behavior, address, phone number, email, financial information, even political views. This sensitive information about you can easily be found on public data search sites by anybody, could be an ex, could be an employer. And these brokers sell the data to other businesses and even government agencies like the FBI and NSA, who can buy it in bulk to surveil Americans without a search warrant. Scammers and spammers also get your details from these lists, and that's why you get the text messages and the calls and the emails. But you can stop it. Our sponsor, Incogni, will send removal requests to data brokers who are legally obligated to comply. If any of your information remains online, Incogni will follow up and ensure that it's taken down. Incogni keeps you informed every step of the way, and it just saves you countless hours of work that would be nearly impossible to do on your own. I use Incogni, and what they've managed to do is remarkable. Go to incogni.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman for 60% off. The link is below.